Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Hey everyone, today we have some absolutely buzzing news that could shake up the NFC West and set the course for the San Francisco 49ers' future in a big way. Everyone's been watching the Giants and their rebuild, right? Well, whispers are growing louder about a potential blockbuster trade that could see Dexter Lawrence, the dominant defensive tackle from the New York Giants, making his way to the Bay Area. And trust me, this isn't just some rumor. It's a serious possibility that could dramatically boost the 49ers' chances of not just competing but dominating in the postseason. So let's break down what's happening here, why it matters so much, and what it could mean for San Francisco moving forward. Now, first things first, the Giants, with their current rebuild mode, are pretty much throwing in the towel for this season. They're sitting at 3-11 with a cap space of just around $5 million, and it's clear they're prioritizing clearing cap space and building for the future. Their recent struggles on defense have been evident, especially in the run game, where they're allowing about 160 rushing yards per game, and their offensive line has been a real issue, with a PFF grade hovering around 55.8. To make things worse, their star interior defender Dexter Lawrence has been one of their few bright spots. Lawrence, the former Clemson star, has been a force on the inside, consistently disrupting plays and wrecking opposing backfields. In fact, Lawrence's stats this season are nothing short of impressive. Over 13 games, he's accumulated 48 tackles, 5 sacks, and a PFF grade of 91, one which is elite for a defensive tackle. His run-stop win rate stands at 38%, and he's generated 35 pressures with an EPA expected points added per stop of 0.22. He's also missed just about 4-5% of tackles, which shows how reliable he is. His career numbers are just as eye-popping. Over 92 games, he's registered 312 tackles and 28 sacks, along with 5 forced fumbles. He's a disruptor, a true game wrecker, and he's been compared to some of the best interior linemen in the league. But what's really interesting is how the Giants are approaching their cap situation. They're looking to clear around $20 million in cap space through a trade, which they could use to extend players like Banks or to rebuild their offensive line. A trade involving Lawrence could bring multiple draft picks and maybe a defensive tackle prospect, giving the Giants the flexibility they need to rebuild from scratch. It's a move that makes sense for a team that's clearly in rebuild mode, especially with their poor performance against the run and their cap constraints. Now, why would the 49ers be so interested? Well, Lawrence would be a massive upgrade for their interior defensive line. With the Niners' current DL, including Armstead and Bosa, already playing at a very high level, adding Lawrence would elevate their front to an even more dominant force. Remember, the 49ers' defensive line has been a big part of their success this season, leading the league in sacks and pressure rate. But adding a player like Lawrence could push them into an entirely new tier. Imagine a front that can shut down the run game even more effectively and pressure quarterbacks relentlessly. And it's not just about the stats. Lawrence's presence would help stabilize the middle of the line, freeing up other guys like Bosa to get even more pressure. Plus, the impact on the run defense would be huge. After Ayuk's shoulder injury in December, the Niners' secondary and front seven have had to adapt. But a guy like Lawrence would help them become more balanced and resilient. The Niners' run defense, which has allowed around 135 rushing yards per game after Ayuk's injury, could see a significant improvement, especially against the likes of the Cardinals and other NFC West rivals. From a strategic perspective, this move could be huge for the 49ers' playoff push. The current NFC landscape is shaping up to be a tight race, with teams like the Eagles, Chiefs, and even the Dolphins making strong pushes. The 49ers, sitting at 8-5, are in a good position but know they need to keep stacking the deck in their favor. Adding Lawrence would be a statement move, signaling that San Francisco is all in on a deep playoff run and possibly a Super Bowl bid. His ability to disrupt offensive lines in the playoffs, especially in high-pressure situations, could be the difference maker that takes the Niners from good to great. And let's talk about the bigger picture here. The 49ers have been building a juggernaut on both sides of the ball, with a solid defense led by Armstead and Bosa, and an efficient offense under Purdy. But what's been missing sometimes is that interior presence that can really push the line of scrimmage and force offenses to rethink their blocking schemes. Lawrence could be that missing piece, someone who can dominate the interior, take away the run game, and put pressure on quarterbacks like Mahomes or Burrow in the playoffs. It's not just about stopping the run, it's about creating chaos in the backfield and making life miserable for opposing offenses. Now, of course, there are some questions about cap space and how this trade would work. The 49ers would likely have to make some moves to free up space, but with the NFC West as competitive as it is, making a splash like this might be worth it. Plus, with the recent surge in analytics and advanced stats, the front office knows how valuable a disruptive interior lineman can be. Just look at the rise of players like Vita V or Quinnen Williams, who have transformed their respective defenses. A player of Lawrence's caliber would definitely be a game changer, especially in the critical playoff moments. Switching gears a bit, let's imagine how this would impact the 49ers' Super Bowl odds. Right now, they're sitting at around +1.0 to +650, depending on the book. If Lawrence comes in and elevates their front, those odds could shorten significantly, maybe to +550 or even better. It's about adding that X factor in the trenches, those interior matchups that decide games late in the season. Facing off against teams like the Chiefs or the Bills, who have strong offensive lines and mobile quarterbacks, having that extra interior disruptor could be the key to sealing the deal. And just think about how this move would resonate with the 49ers' culture. They've always valued tough, physical football, and Lawrence embodies that perfectly. His ability to command double teams, collapse pockets, and stuff the run aligns with the identity that San Francisco has cultivated over the years. Plus, with a front that already includes Bosa, Armstead, and potentially Lawrence, the opposing offenses would have no easy way to scheme around them. It's a recipe for a dominant, intimidating front that strikes fear into any quarterback walking into Levi's Stadium. Now, I know some fans might be concerned about giving up too much, or whether this move is even feasible financially. But remember, the NFL is all about strategic moves and seizing opportunities when they arise. If the Giants are truly open to trading Lawrence for draft picks and prospects, the 49ers have a chance to pounce. They could leverage some of their draft capital and perhaps even include a player or two to make the deal work. The payoff, an interior defensive line that rivals some of the best in NFL history, could be well worth it. Plus, the 49ers have shown they're willing to make bold moves when it counts, whether it's trading for a star or adjusting their roster to fit the playoff push. Looking ahead, this potential trade could be a catalyst for the entire NFC West. The Seahawks have been strong, the Rams are always lurking, but the 49ers with Lawrence would be a different animal altogether. They'd be setting a new standard for interior dominance, and other teams would have to step up just to keep pace. It's not just about this season. It's about establishing a dynasty that can stay on top for years to come. With Lawrence in the middle, the 49ers could be building a defense that's virtually unstoppable, a true fortress that opponents dread stepping into. And let's not forget about the long-term implications. If this move works out, it could set the tone for future seasons. The 49ers would be signaling they're serious about contending not just this year, but for the next several years. They'd be creating a foundation of young, disruptive players that can carry the torch, and Lawrence would be a centerpiece of that defensive revolution. It's exactly the kind of bold, strategic move that defines champions. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like ON this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, 49ers fans? Does adding Dexter Lawrence make the team a lock for another deep playoff run? Is this the piece they've been missing all along? Or do you think the Giants will hold on to him and build around their young defense? Either way, it's an exciting time, and the possibility of a trade like this adds even more juice to the offseason. The 49ers have proven time and again that they're not afraid to make bold moves, and if this deal comes together, it could be one of the biggest game changers of the year. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us, and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Let's keep that passion alive, and as always, go Niners.